What's going on, guys? It's your boy K-Star, back at it again with another action figure unboxing review. Today we've got another random filler. So we've got an item that's pretty old, but it don't matter because we're doing it to keep the channel flowing and it's still good. Probably won't get many views, but nonetheless it's still cool, and I appreciate if you've come down to watch. So we're here. We've got the SH Figuarts Bandai Tamashii Nations Mighty Morphing Power Rangers White Ranger 25th anniversary of the power, so I guess it's a re-release, and it's pretty damn cool, to be honest. I used to love Power Rangers as a kid, always pretending. I used to love the red most of all, but nonetheless we have the White Ranger, White Tiger Ranger, Tommy Oliver, and he's still pretty sick in this box right here. And before we get into it, can you smash that like button, notifications about all that boring stuff that you don't want to hear? That would be really cool, and subscribe if you're feeling generous. And we've got our random item of the day. Don't ask, but it's a random Autobot emblem. So I don't know, it's just in my room for no reason. Don't know if you're Autobot or Decepticons, but today we're Autobots. So that's that, and we'll get into the review. So here he is, Tommy Oliver in the box, looking pretty cool. A nice glossy laminated box with a picture of the figure there. 25th anniversary of the power, nice colours. Power Rangers emblem, Bandai Tamashii Nations logo there. And then the seal of approval, and you can see Tommy in there, looking pretty dope. Side of the box, just White Ranger written on the side with some cool art. Back of the box, just Tommy holding his mask and his sabá power blade, whatever you want to call it, his sword. Blah blah blah. A nice art of the figure on the side holding sabá. I like the look of that. The bottom again, that's an awesome shot there. And the top. And without further ado, we may as well get him open. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to do this review a bit backwards, I think. So as you can see, he doesn't come in much. He comes with 2 heads, a sword, a different blade for the sword extended, and 6 hands in total. So it ain't that much, but for the price point I got this guy, it really is alright, to be fair, and I can't complain. So that's all he comes with. That's the accessories, so you know. We'll take a closer look. So there you go, there's a closer look at the accessories. It's just 4 different posable hands, as we noticed. His blade, as you can see there, and I'll take that out in a bit when we get to the actual section. And then the 2 head sculpts, so pretty cool. So here we have Tommy in hand, and I think he looks awesome, to be honest. He really does. There's literally the only problem I can see on this guy is there's this little piece for his weapon, and it is very loose. It keeps coming off, so you've got to be careful when you're posing him and stuff. His legs are quite loose as well, but he's not floppy. But other than that, he feels really nice. Like, this is a different feeling I've had to any SH Figuarts. I've never owned a Power Rangers SH Figuarts before, ever, in my collection. So it is quite nice to have. It really is. And until you get one in hand, you won't understand what I'm trying to say. But there's like this nice glossy feeling to him, which I can't explain. But it is really, really cool, actually. So we'll start with paint and detail. We'll go from the top. I've heard a lot of complaints about his head sculpt, so yeah, it's a bit dodgy, I must admit. I can't lie. It doesn't really look like Tommy. Well, it does. It's got his hair, and I see what they've tried to do, but for whatever reason, they couldn't quite capture the likeness. But in my opinion, you've not bought this figure to display with the Tommy head, and they didn't have to include it. They could have been cheap and just not put it in. So at the end of the day, it's his hairstyle, and I think it looks more like him from the movie than the show, which is fine by me. And it's just nice to have. It's not oversized, it's just right. So I don't think they should get as much stick for that. I really don't. It ain't too bad. So his skin tone's painted nicely. His earrings painted there, silver. Not a blemish on the face paint. I don't know if my camera will focus. It's very fuzzy today. Really weird. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's alright. It's not too bad. And then his lovely armoured shield is absolutely awesome. Probably one of the best highlights of the figure, to be honest. It's really painted nicely, smooth. A nice matte at the back, and the gold has a gloss finish. And then the white tiger shield with the power coin looks awesome, not a blemish. The white is like a pearly marble white, let's say, all the way around the figure. Again, no blemish, very nice. There's no bleed at all, hardly any from what I can see. Gold, the blacks, the gloves, sculpted with a little pattern. That's absolutely awesome. And again, the gold on the wrist there, painted really nicely. Down to his stomach and his belt, again, pearlescent white with the black Egyptian looking emblem there. Looks really nice. The back, again, not a blemish, not a bleed. Really good quality, man. I don't know what they've done with these older figures, but what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to heat this section up and then put it in. It'll work if I heat it up. But man, this is really cool, man. There's literally only one section of blemish, and that's there, just a bit of plastic, but that can be sanded down. And then the legs again, lovely camera, not focusing. Very nice, I can't lie, really nice, man. And then I've painted the bottom of the boots, they haven't skimped out. And just more gold and white. So he's a basic colour scheme, as you know Power Rangers for. They always are. His joints are a little bit loose, but nonetheless, paint and detail, wow. I'd say probably 9, to be honest, for this paint and detail. I know it's simple, but it really looks nice in the light, and it looks awesome. I really like it. So what we'll do next, we'll go into some articulation. If you bear with me, I'll just swap out the heads for the articulation. So guys, I've just swapped out his heads and he looks even better. That's how you need to display this guy. Just look at that. If you don't know who this is, there's a problem. Every 90s kid ever should know who this guy is. As I said, I was more of a fan of a Red Ranger, Jason. But to be honest, this guy's still cool. And the episode where the Green Ranger was destroyed, in a sense, and because I didn't like the Green Ranger, he was a bit of a, let's say, a not very nice person, child friendly, but when he debuted as the White Ranger, that one episode with the Scarlet Sentinel and the White Tiger Zord, that was like one of my favourite episodes of all time, even though the Red Ranger was my favourite. So that is really cool, man. Look at the paint on the mask. Very awesome. Not a blemish. Inside, silver, and the teeth on the mask done nicely. And the gold, no bleed. And it's even got the line where they could take it off in the shot. So very good. So anyway, stop babbling. Articulation. It's not the best, it's just basic. So you have normal range at the head and the neck, about that far up, about that far down, and all the way around if you really want to. Not too bad. Something's just fell off the figure. This piece again. But never mind. We'll just take it off for now. Arms, very good. So these things, be careful with them because they're on a hinge. Really, really, really small hinge. But you can carefully edge them up and you can get way beyond 90, way beyond anything we've seen in recent reviews with articulation. And you can edge the arms. They're not double jointed, they're just single, but I think that's really good. Not too bad. You don't get a bicep swivel, but you get a swivel and a floating cup, plastic cup at here. You get range, you can get backwards, forwards, which you rarely see. That's quite good. And you get a swivel at that joint here, so just be careful, because that's where you start getting your paint bleed, at the joints, when the plastic scrapes on the plastic, but nonetheless quite decent. Single jointed elbow, or maybe double actually, it might be double jointed, so that's quite good. No forearm swivel, but you do get a full rotation backwards and forwards pivot at the hand, so it can be forgiven. Not too bad. You can get really good range even without the butterfly joints. I don't think that's too bad. The chest, not much backwards and forwards, it's still there. Back, forwards, not that much. You don't want to scrape the paint, so be careful when you're doing this. The stomach looks a bit weird, I must admit. I think it's been sculpted strangely. I don't know how that's been done. Maybe it's just mine, but it looks like the stomach's been sculpted downwards for some strange reason, and he's got this weird, can you see, sticky out shape at his tummy, but nonetheless it ain't too bad. Might just be mine again. And when you actually bend him back, you don't really see, and that just might be how it needs to be because of this sealed thing, so not too bad. You do get a abdomen swivel as well, but that's it. Oh, and you do get a waist swivel, which is quite good. I know I've just said it looks a bit weird, but regardless, that's quite good. You get backwards and forwards at the waist, so didn't realise that. That's good. And legs, as I said, they are loose. It might just be my eyes, but that might be why the joints are a bit loose. It might just be how they've done the joint, but all I'd say is be very careful with these figures, man, and the leg joints. Don't overstretch them. You do get good range. You get a full Jean-Claude Van Damme split thing. You can do that. You get all the way forward to 90, which is quite good. And then you get all the way back to 90. I'm not going to do any more because I do not want to bust these joints, man. That'll be really sad because this is a great figure so far. So you get a single jointed or double, I don't know if single or double, but you can literally get his leg all the way to his butt and do a crazy ballet dancing leap thing, and you can do that with both legs, so that's really good. You don't get a swivel at the bottom of his leg, but you do get an ankle rocker side to side all the way around and a toe hinge. So altogether, very, very, very good, I can't lie, for the White Ranger. Just the only things, this falling out piece here, which just needs heating up because the plastic's too big there, and the legs, man. It's a shame about those joints. They're not broken, I have checked, but they just look very narrow, so maybe you need some fixer elixir or something, I don't know, to make these joints a bit tighter. I'm sure you can work something out, but in terms of looks and articulation, he's really good, man. I'm very impressed. Not bad at all. So what we'll do, we'll get a closer look at accessories, as we said we would, and then we'll wrap up. So, obviously you get this, which as I said, I need to heat up with some hot water momentarily, and plug this in for his holster. You get the two heads, so you get his Tommy Oliver head. Doesn't look amazingly like Tommy Oliver, it looks more like Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars, which is funny. A young version, but nonetheless I think it's still cool. You get his other head, the amazing white Power Ranger head, which we can't complain about. You get interchangeable hands, so you get grabbing hands, sword holding hands, like a thumbs up kind of thing holding the sword, and another gripping hand. And then finally you get his saber blade. So in his debut episode, when Zordon allowed him to go into battle against the Scarlet Sentinel, he debuted with this sword called Saber, and it could talk, and that was the best part about it. At the time I used to think it was annoying, but thinking back, a talking power sword is awesome. So he'd say, activate the Tiger Zord, something like that, and then he'd go, Tiger Zord, power up. And there you go, and that looks quite good. And then I think that's supposed to just fit in here. You detach it and you can stick it in here. So I think you carefully detach this. Yep. Would have been bad if that breaks, but as you can see, Saber's painted nicely. He's got red eyes, and you can just make out the tiger face, even though it's very small. And it's been painted really well, man. And there's the tiger coin. Awesome. And then I think you just reverse. And there you have his extended Saber blade, which looks way better. So that's really cool, man. I love it. I really do like this. I really do. And that's it, really. Doesn't come with that much accessories, but it's what you need, really, for a Power Ranger. The only thing that would have been nice to have extra is like an energy effect. Like, I know Lightning Collection are the competitors, and they are like, I think they're like 20 to 25 bucks, and they always come with a random energy effect that makes no sense, but it's still awesome, and I like it. Very cool. Not too bad at all. So what I'll do, I'll try and get him into a little sort of pose, and then I'll wrap up, and then I've got something extra to show you at the end of the video. So I'll be right back, guys. So there we have, guys, White Ranger in a little pose. It was hard to do this. Like, you've got to remember when you're posing the arm to not break these. I almost snapped this off, which I would have been crying, man. But regardless, because look at that really narrow joint. It's crazy. I did something and I moved it, and if I moved it any more, it would have been snapped off. But nonetheless, it looks awesome in a little pose. And I said, I've got something extra, and we have. For some reason, I've got the original Tiger Zord. It's missing a tail. I think one of my family members bought it with him, because it should have a golden tail in there. But nonetheless, here's the Tiger Zord. So we have his actual Zord, which is pretty insane. I don't know why I've still got this. It's very old. Probably almost as old as me, give or take a few years. So there we have the Tiger Ranger with his Tiger Zord, which is quite funny. It's not to scale, should be way bigger, but I just thought that was a funny addition to this figure. So we do have the original Tiger Zord, which is quite awesome and not too bad. So very good. So my final verdict for this guy is gonna be an 8 out of 10. To be fair, I can't lie, it's really good. I like it. The only downside, as I said, are the loose leg joints on mine, which I think that's just a problem with mine. I probably just got unlucky with the leg joints, but for the price I paid for him, I can't complain and I can't cry. At the end of the day, you don't get many accessories, but you get his sword, you get hands, you get 2 swappable head sculpts that you don't want to include, and I've got this event exclusive energy effect, which makes the figure look even more awesome. And I got him for 30 bucks, man. 30 bucks. These things retail from anywhere between 45 and 60 bucks, and on eBay someone's selling this for 65, and there's other places, other comic stores selling it for 50, which is fair enough. But I looked online and I saw him, and I just saw him for $29.99, and I thought, you know what, I'm getting this. Absolutely awesome. White Ranger from my childhood. I prefer red, but the Red Ranger was 90, and I thought, I'm not paying 90 bucks for one of these. I'm not a big enough Power Rangers fan anymore. Maybe I will in the future, I don't know. But we're trying to conserve money at the minute for the other reviews. And I couldn't pass up on this guy. 29 bucks, man, for an awesome figure. Premium Bandai quality, very good. So, to be honest, we can't cry about this at all. Not one bit. So, I think this was a win-win, man. We've had a fun review. We've got an awesome figure, and it only cost us 30 bucks. So, in total, this guy, 8 out of 10. Definitely, 100%. I love it. Very nice. If you're a Power Rangers fan, I would get this. I'd look online, I'd grab him. Especially in the UK, because they do not make these SH Figuarts Power Rangers figures very often at all. Definitely worth a pickup for any Power Rangers fan. Absolutely lovely. Solid 8 out of 10. Definitely. Very nice indeed. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap this one up, guys. It went on way longer, dragged on way longer than I wanted it to. But nonetheless, very awesome, very cool. And thank you for your time, as always. It's been awesome having you here. Really has. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it was all over the place, as it always is. I just really appreciate you coming down and watching. Hopefully we'll have actual new stuff in to review at the end of the month or start of November. We'll have to wait and see. But just keep yourself safe. Keep yourself out of trouble. Be good people. Drink all your water. And as always, the White Ranger Tommy says, stay safe and keep collecting.